Samsung Galaxy A21s is the successor to the Samsung Galaxy A20s from 2019. Samsung A21s has a lot to show off, starting with a large notchless display and a quadruple camera array. And it is the newest budget offering from Samsung, but you need to adjust your expectations a little bit because this phone is a $220 phone and it is not so budget friendly at its 2,000 Naira. What's up guys, it's Victor here again, and in this video I'll be unboxing the brand new Galaxy A21s for you guys. I've left timestamps in the description space below to various sections of this video so you can jump straight to the section that you want to be quickly informed about. And also stick around to the end of this video because I'll be sharing some alternative to this device just in case this device doesn't tick all the boxes in your list of specifications. And if you are new here and you haven't subscribed, or you are not new here but you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button just below this video and toggle on the post notification bell icon so that you'll be notified the next time and every other time I post new and awesome videos like this one. The Samsung A21s comes in a very compact pack and comes with 24 months warranty. On opening the pack, we have another small pack. We'll get back to this. Next is something which I don't know its economic importance or value. Next is the phone with key specs written on the sticker around it. Next is a standard Samsung earphone, then there is a USB Type-C cable, then a 15 watts adaptive fast charger. Lastly, there is a SIM ejector tool. Inside the small pack we kept aside earlier, there is a quick start guide, a warranty card, and this phone, just like other Samsung phones, comes with a 24 months warranty. Removing the plastic wrap, we are greeted by the 6.5 TFT Infinity O punch hole display. The device looks good and feels good too. It's quite large and people with small hands will struggle a bit operating this phone. It does have a plastic back and frame which Samsung calls Glastic. The Samsung Galaxy A21s is supposed to be a budget offering, but its design is not the case. This phone is beautiful. It features a very sleek form factor, very easy and comfy to hold because of the tall aspect ratio and curved edges. The Samsung Galaxy A21s is easily recognizable and likable. It weighs 191 grams with a thickness of 8.5 millimeters. The front is protected by a flat piece of glass. The 6.5 inches TFT notchless display with 720 by 1600 pixels resolution is probably the first thing everyone will notice, and it's quite good. More on the display coming soon. All the bezels except the bottom bezels are quite slim and the corners are also nicely rounded. There is a punch hole at the top left housing a 13 megapixel selfie camera, which we will talk about later. The Samsung Galaxy A21 has a tri-card slot on its left side, while the power and volume controls are on the right side. At the bottom, you will see the 3.5mm headphone jack, a USB-C port, a microphone, and a down-firing speaker grill. Apart from the black color I have here, which is very gorgeous by the way, there's also a white, blue, and red variant. The A21s comes with a plastic build that can be mistaken for glass. The plastic piece is so well polished and it looks and feels like glass. And it reflects light in a serenading way when light hits it from different angles. Samsung calls it aural glow. There is a massive camera hump on the back that contains a versatile quadruple camera setup in an L-shaped arrangement. The camera hump protrudes just a tad and the Samsung Galaxy A21s will wobble just a little when left on a desk or table. Unfortunately, Samsung didn't add any case to take care of the wobbling and to also protect the device from scratching and breaking. There's also a rear mounted fingerprint which is of a very decent quality and it is very fast. And I also found it accurate most of the time and I had no issue getting into the device the whole time. So the Samsung Galaxy A21s is a nicely crafted phone, easily loved by the ladies and a pleasure to handle. Its slim profile and curved back, as well as the rounded notchless screen, the versatile camera and the catchy hues makes this device something to really consider. The Samsung Galaxy A21s has a large 6.5 inches TFT screen. There is no information on the maker of the screen glass on the front of this device, and if you are concerned about scratches and cracks, then you really need to be concerned because there is no Gorilla Glass protection on here. Neither did they include any screen protector in the pack. The A21s display has a resolution of 720 by 1600p in a 20 by 9 aspect ratio, which makes for a PPI of 270 pixels per inch. The screen is bright enough, but the maximum brightness is way below the average for an LCD, and sunlight legibility isn't great but manageable. The screen is a decent one, not too punchy and desaturated. Indeed, you really see this when you stack this phone head to head against another IPS LCD phone or AMOLED phone. The Samsung Galaxy A21s is powered by a 5000 mAh battery. It supports 15-watt fast charging, and the provided adapter refills the phone depleted battery to 100% in 1 hour. And this is really impressive. I use this device for a full day without even needing to charge it. The Samsung A21s can last up to 2 days and even beyond if you are a moderate phone user. The Samsung Galaxy A21s has a single loudspeaker firing down from the bottom with an average performance. It's lacking so much in low frequency. The speaker can be easily blocked when held in a gaming position. Here is a quick sound test of the Samsung Galaxy A21s. The Samsung Galaxy A21s boots One UI 2.1, which is Samsung's Android skin running on top of the latest Android 10. It is heavily skinned with lots of customization options and extra features, and comes with just a few pre-installed proprietary and third-party apps. Multitasking is a windy affair, and the task switcher allows for split screen mode. There are a ton of useful settings and features such as a QR code scanner, smart view, quick share, music share, dark mode, focus mode, navigation gestures, and whatnot. There's also a battery saver that turns your phone literally to a feature phone, and when on this mode, you can use your phone for up to 30 minutes on a 1% battery level until you charge the phone. I couldn't find any option to enable edge panel and edge lighting as you would on other Samsung devices, and you can't have the mobile hotspot and Wi-Fi on at the same time. The Samsung A21s is powered by the Exynos 850 processor chip by Samsung, and oh boy, the performance of this device is very impressive for a budget device like this one. The Exynos 850 processor is manufactured on an 8nm process and contains an octa-core Cortex A55 processor. There's also a Mali G52 GPU. You can get the Samsung Galaxy A21s with either 3GB RAM and 32GB ROM, or 4GB RAM and 64GB ROM, or 6GB RAM and 64GB ROM. The variant I have here has 3GB of RAM and 32GB of internal storage, which is more than enough to run this device very smoothly without any hitch or stutter, and app retention on this guy is also very impressive. Still on an impressive note, the Samsung Galaxy A21s runs quite cool. I wasn't converted into a burnt offering while playing games with this device. The A21s also handles 1080p movies very well. More on gaming and performance in a later video. The Samsung Galaxy A21s has a quad camera on its back, and I love the versatility of the camera selection here, consisting of a 48MP main camera with f2.0 aperture size and with autofocus. There's an 8MP ultra-wide camera, a 2MP macro camera for very close-up shots of tiny objects, a 2MP depth sensing camera, and a LED flashlight. The camera app is your usual Samsung camera with lights of modes, and you can switch between those by swiping left or right. There is a live focus mode, which is simply the portrait mode that blurs the background of pictures. There is also a more tab that contains the food mode for taking food pictures, a panorama mode, a macro mode, and a pro mode that only allows you to adjust ISO, white balance, and exposure compensation. Sadly, you don't get other modes that comes with other high-end Samsung devices like Pro Video, Live Focus Video, and Slow Motion mode. Because there is no front-facing flash on the Samsung Galaxy A21s, the phone uses the screen to flash white light when you need to take photos in the dark. The rear camera daylight photos turned out pretty good with a quality amount of resolved detail, low noise, and true-to-life colors. The contrast is very good as well as the dynamic range. The wide-angle shots from the 8MP wide camera were also impressive. The dynamic range was great. Portrait mode or live focus pictures from the rear side assisted by the 2MP depth sensing camera were also impressive. The portrait photos we snapped are great with proficient subject separation and convincing enough blur. You can also use bokeh for non-human subjects, but the results will vary on the level of complexity, and you can even adjust the blur and blur style afterward. The 2MP macro camera was macro enough. The low light photos turned out decent for this class, and the detail is quite enough even if some gets blurred. Videos on both the main camera and wide angle camera suffered a little when it comes to dynamic range. There is no form of stabilization on the Samsung Galaxy A21s. Overall, I would say the quality and collection of the cameras on the Samsung Galaxy A21s is excellent for its price range. The Samsung Galaxy A21s has a 13MP selfie camera in a punch hole. The selfies are quite good for this class again, and the detail is enough, but the dynamic range is rather low. Portrait mode or live focus mode is available on the selfie camera too, but it's not as good as the one on the rear due to the lack of a depth sensing camera. The video from the front facing camera is far from impressive with low dynamic range and with colors that look washed out. The Samsung Galaxy A21s supports video capturing up to 1080p at 30fps, and there is no stabilization whatsoever on the front and the rear. The Samsung Galaxy A21s is a beautiful smartphone that offers a very efficient and capable processing unit. Meanwhile, the Samsung Galaxy A21s has been reported to outperform its elder sibling, which is the Samsung Galaxy A31s, as well as other smartphones that are not supposed to be in the same league with it. I'm talking about phones like the Tecno Camon 15 Premier and Infinix S5 Pro. And because of this performance prowess, a lot of people will easily forgive the feeble low-res TFT display, the plastic build, and the camera's shortcomings. The Samsung Galaxy A21s is currently priced at about 220 United States dollars or 82,000 nairas, which in my own opinion is somewhat expensive for 3GB of RAM and 32GB of internal storage, because their device is offering a much more better display and performance, which are also on a par with the Samsung Galaxy A21s. One is the Infinix Note 7 with a Helio G70 chipset, 4GB of RAM and 64GB internal storage. The only shortcoming of that phone is that it comes with a USB 2.0 port, which in my own opinion is not supposed to be a thing in 2020. Another alternative to the A21s, which might be offering better value for money, is the Redmi 9, which has a Helio G80 processor and has Gorilla Glass 5 protection and comes with USB Type-C. But it's not just about the specs and configuration, right? The whole package matters. And Samsung device, the Samsung name has some weight attached to it, and most people that will be choosing this device will be choosing it because it is a Samsung device, because it has Samsung written on it. Those people are not entirely missing the point. I mean, Samsung has the best customer care service for their phones, especially in Nigeria. If anything happens to your device that is not user inflicted within 2 years of purchasing this device, Samsung will try to retrieve it and fix it, and when they can't fix it, they will replace your phone. No stories that touches the kidney. In summary, the Samsung Galaxy A21s is a budget offering from Samsung that has a large notchless screen. It is sleek and comfortable to hold. It has a great battery life and charging speed. It takes decent photos during the day, and it comes with Android 10. The connectivity here is USB Type-C with a very capable 8nm processor. Meanwhile, here are things to hate about the Galaxy A21s. It has a low maximum screen brightness, a low resolution TFT display, a mediocre sound quality, it is very expensive for the class, no Gorilla Glass protection, and it takes uninspiring selfies. It is missing some features on other Samsung models. Overall, the Samsung Galaxy A21s is a good buy, and I would totally go for this phone if I have 82,000 nairas to invest in a secondary phone. So guys, there you have it. That is the Samsung Galaxy A21s. Subscribe if you are not, and like and share this video to help someone out there trying to make a purchase decision. Also check out any of my other videos on the screen right now, this or this, and also join the conversation in the comment section below. Then I'll see you when I see you in the next one. Overall, the Samsung Galaxy A21s is a good buy. So does it mean I should say goodbye? Don't leave me.